And now to talk more about this, we're going to go live now and chat with Oakland Mayor Thao. She's joining us here during KRON 4 News at noon so we can get a little more insight into how she got to the decision to pick Floyd Mitchell. Mayor, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for always having me.
So why did you pick Floyd Mitchell? How did he stand out from the pack of the 4 candidates that were handed to you from the police commission?
Absolutely. You know, Chief Mitchell is a strong leader. He's a smart crime fighter who also delivers results. And that's the key factor that I'm looking for is results. I know that he has a commitment to proven crime reduction strategies, including proactive policing and strong officer community engagement. And these are the reasons why he was vaulted up to the top of the list for me. You know, it is no secret that we're still in the federal oversight. And so having that strong proactive policing and strong officer community engagement is going to be key. And as our city's top police officer, Chief Mitchell will join, you know, a talented public safety leadership team. You know, it's just not one chief that does the work. It is multiple different chiefs, including the fire chief, the chief of Department of Violence Prevention, myself, and City Administrator Justin Johnson. And I know that he will carry out the law enforcement elements of Oakland's comprehensive public safety strategy to a T.
So he stood out from the pack. You didn't pick the female who was on the list. You also didn't pick a local police chief who was on the list. Was there something about those 2 candidates that you didn't like as much as what you're picking with Floyd Mitchell?
You know, I always want to thank those who put their name in the hat to really do this hard work. It is hard work. It is heart work, what I like to call it. And, you know, all of the candidates were qualified, and I thank them for the process. But for me, Chief Floyd Mitchell really, you know, showed his proven leadership through all of the results that he's been able to do in Lubbock and also in the other cities that he was chief in. However, at the end of the day, you know, I do believe that this is a great pairing with my other public safety personnel. Again, it's never just one person. It's always a team. And so making sure that we have this missing puzzle piece was so important. And I'm so excited that we finally have a team to move forward.
So Oakland is a lot larger than Lubbock, Texas. What makes you think that he can lead a city this big that has so many issues?
Well, you know, he first started off in Kansas City. And so when he was in Kansas City, I know that he's done great work that really showed results again, wherever he was placed at, whether it be Lubbock, whether it be in Kansas City or any other city. We saw that there was a reduction in crime when he was there. And so that's very, very much key to me. Not just that, but the response time from our officers while he was in these respective cities, you know, the response times were actually decreased, and that meaning that calls were being responded to in a more appropriate manner. And so I'm expecting that, you know, when he comes to the city of Oakland, that we can, you know, chip at the ice block in regards to some of the issues that we're dealing with here.
And the chief took a ding when he was working in Lubbock for how the 911 system was being handled. They were being faulted for an increasing number of unanswered 911 calls, Oakland already having its issues with the 911 system. How did he convince you that he learned from that issue and that those same mistakes won't happen in Oakland?
You know, Oakland is finally on the right track to improving our 911 system with the $2.5 million that the council and myself have invested into it. So absolutely, this was top of mind for me. And so I asked him directly this question, you know, about the situation. And quite honestly, I was very impressed with his response. He didn't make any excuses, but instead he talked about what he had learned from the experience and through that experience, what he will be able to bring to strengthen Oakland's systems here. And so making sure that, so his response did impress me, and the key is making sure that staffing levels are adequate in 911 here in the city of Oakland in order to maintain answer times and actually get better with it. And then, of course, to prevent abandoned calls. And so he was adamant about the need to care for the well-being of our 911 dispatchers in order to retain them, which we find that in the past, it has been a problem here in the city of Oakland. And so I'm confident that when he comes here, that he'll bring his experience to only add on to our strengths.
And Oakland's been seeing a lot of issues with a sharp increase in crime. A lot of public safety issues have been coming up recently. Stores being broken into, cars being broken into, people being hurt on the street. How did he explain to you how he's going to fix those issues within the town?
You know, what I really liked about his response to this is that he understands it's a comprehensive approach. a comprehensive and proactive approach, not just a response, but being proactive. And so he is on board in regards to our ceasefire strategy. We've implemented and put together a ceasefire strategy earlier this year. It's in full effect now. And what that means is that we are now seeing crimes actually trend down. And I am hopeful and optimistic that crime will continue to trend down. And so with that being said, again, he is only one of the puzzle pieces to our comprehensive approach. Now, I do believe I have my A team when it comes to public safety, and that is going to be with Chief Mitchell, Chief Holly Joshi from the DVP, and also Chief Covington from the fire department.
So he's going to start in April, we understand, April or May. So what happens between now and then? How do you introduce him to the department, and how do you introduce him to people of Oakland?
Absolutely. So he will be here in the city next week, and I do plan on introducing him, his first round of introductions to the community, to his rank and file officers. But before we end, I just want to say that I want to uplift Chief Darren Allison. Chief Allison took on the rank of interim chief. We didn't think that he would be in this position for over a year, but he has been, and he has done such an absolutely terrific job at keeping a steady hand at the wheel so that our department would have that leadership. And so I definitely want to make sure that we uplift and thank Darren Allison, who has over 20 years of experience here in the city of Oakland.
Do you wish that interim Chief Allison had gotten the position permanently?
Oh, absolutely. I think that I have the right chief for the right time. Chief Allison did not apply for the position. He understands that, this is a position that he was wanting to sooner rather than later pass the baton over. And so I'm excited for what his leadership and his mentorship of Chief Mitchell when he comes on board. I know that there will be a easy transition as, Chief Darren Allison will go back to his assistant chief job. And so there's a little difference there, but I'm excited for their partnership.
Do you feel some relief that this is over now?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that all Oaklanders, including our officers who go to work every single day, whether there's a pandemic or whether there has just been a officer shooting, they wake up and they come to work every day, and to have this kind of steadiness, stability in the department is what everybody's looking for. And so, of course, the process was a little interesting. However, we are here today, and our chief is Chief Mitchell.
Interesting is one way to put it. Oakland Mayor Thao, thank you for joining us. Let Chief Mitchell know we would like to chat with him. If you can put in a word for us, we'd appreciate that. Thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
And stay with us here on KRON 4 On Air.